Alright, so let's make sure everything's good to go. This is going to be an Outlaw Drunken Cast at about 5 o'clock in the morning. We're going to get this party started in 3, 2, 1. Hey guys, welcome to Hunark. Outlaw here. I'm going to bring you an impressive game. This is one of the final games from the MLG Major League Gaming Winter Arena. In the top right, we have Marine King Prime. In the bottom left, we have Complexity's DRG, my favorite Zerg player, against one of my favorite Terran players, cross positions on Shakuris Plateau. And the reason I'm bringing you this is my St. Paddy's Day, top of the morning to you, type of cast that I'm going to bring you today, boyo. And the reason for that is because, you know, I'm pretty drunk right now, and I want to keep up the celebration to you. And all Irish stereotypes aside, you know, I'm very Irish. Just got back from the bar. It's been a good night. About 5 o'clock. Gotta get early tomorrow. I have to get up early tomorrow. And I thought, why not give you a nice game that I casted in the meantime. This might be a bit of a doozy. So why not get this party started? We see a little bit of an early movement by a Marine King here, putting his barracks relatively close to this wall off at the natural. Now, Shakuris is known for having its easy expansions and its small ramps at the natural, making it incredibly easy to go either hatch first or, you know, a 1 racks or 1 gate expand, depending on the race you play. See here, DRG is going to go for a 15 hatch. And I assume pretty soon here he'll go for a 15 pool. Probably send this drone out to make a hatchery. I love this build against Terran. Like I said, it's in one of my builds to be outlawed, and there it is. Perfect. So 15-15. This is just like the build that I showed you before. So the idea is to have the hatchery and the spawning pool finish at about the same time. And DRG is just gonna drone up behind this. He'll get an extractor pretty darn soon here. I assume it'll happen any second now, as he's at that 17 supply. Now it looks instead like he's going to take an incredibly fast third. Or he'll just scout with his drone. There's that SCV from Marine King. And of course, the Terran loves to get that early expansion. You see that the orbital has already finished for Marine King. He's obviously called the Marine King because he loves MMM. He likes to start out with a bunker rush, and that wouldn't surprise me if that's what his plan was. He's already started the bunker with this SCV, but this drone here is here to harass, and it looks like he's gonna kill off that SCV, and that SCV is gonna leave. So good response by DRG. Now, if you don't know Don Regu, DRG is the best Zerg against Terran. The only time he's ever lost... Ooh, look at that. Marine King's even gonna put down another bunker. The only time Don Regu has ever lost to a Terran was MVP, and that was twice in the finals of a tournament. MVP, one of the best Terrans in the world. And that's the only time DRG has really lost. Here comes a bit of an engagement. There are 3 Marines moving forward from that forward racks. Because there's only such a limited amount of lings, this bunker might finish. But the spine crawler, since I am relatively drunk, I will misspeak a lot. The bunker finishes, and just like that, I assume a lot of damage will be done, but this bunker will go down due to the Zerglings. It is on fire. And now those Marines actually didn't do that much damage. They didn't kill that much. I mean, he killed 6 units, but Lings are relatively inexpensive. They're about the same as a Marine. So I will say that Marine King is just barely ahead. Marine King taking up his natural now. It's about a quarter of the way done. He is just now putting on double gases, and he's putting down his last couple of expansions. Now he moved his racks to a proxy location so he could get those Marines out quicker, but because DRG is so good, he managed to hold that off. Seeing the double gas, DRG should know, alright, he can either go to a lot of Marauders and stim Marines and some medevacs, or he could go for another timing. But because of the fact that he'll find out that this expansion is put down by a Marine King, he should be fine. A tech lab going down on this first racks. no add-on for the second barracks. And in fact, there's no supply depot, so Marine King's actually going to be a little bit behind. The drone is going to go down, so DRG at a huge disadvantage. There goes the extra factory, and I think Marine King was waiting on that. He wants to go Marine Tank at this point. But Marine King shouldn't be too surprised. That is the standard play from a Terran. Marine King does have map control with these Marines. And once speed comes out from this hatchery, I think that's when DRG will take advantage of it. Unless DRG has that Roach Warren. DRG, instead, electing to not go for that Roach Warren, is going to defend with the Spine Crawler. Going to defend for a bit. He should look to take a relatively fast third because his opponent is going on 3 bases. Did not go for Reactor Hellion, which is even more meta than the average Marine tank. But now, oh, look at that. Starport going down for Marine King. And a reactor as well. That will probably be swapped out for the Starport so we can get additional medevacs. Decent amount of Marines moving forward for Marine King right now. Now, Marines, pretty good against the early Zerg units. Lings without speed. As speed has just started, his lair is just about finished. He's actually going to build it at his natural, which is pretty good. I also like the Spine Crawlers from DRG at his ramp. Now, well, some of you were wondering, why did DRG get his lair at his natural? And the basic reason is more health. A lair has more health points than your typical hatchery. See here, the hatchery has 1,500 health points, and a lair has 2,000. Because it's easier to attack this natural than it is the main, that is why he got that lair there. And that's also why he's getting the Spine Crawlers. Getting those Spine Crawlers allow you to defend more effectively. I assume a macro hatch is going down, and there it is from DRG, because he did not take a third. It is now 10 minutes in the game, and that's usually what you see. So all the Lings, speed about to finish, but also you see DRG went for a relatively fast, where is it? There's the Spire. And a Baneling Nest. So Ling, Bane, Muta. Pretty darn effective from a Zerg point of view. And DG moving out with these Lings. Now that he has speed, he can clean out these Xel'Naga Watchtowers. He's already got a nice Ling at this one. But now the Lings will be able to clear stuff out. There's a bit of a drop coming from Marine King. And this is what Marine King's known for. His micro with his drops. Now if you go Marine Marauders and Medevacs before you get too many Siege Tanks out, the Terran needs to be dropping. You see Marine King has taken a third. And Marine King's actually clearing out these spaces with these Lings. But we'll see how effective this drop is. I'm going to go ahead and take a look at that. Marine King's gonna drop. Unfortunately, the Queens are high in number here. There's 3 Queens and a nice chunk of Lings here as well. Now the Marines are on the low ground, but with the medevacs I can see upward, and they took out that Overlord, which, you know, that's more of a frustration point for DRG. But this drop did not work that well for Marine King. He took out an Overload, which is like taking out a supply depot or Nexus. But now, Marine King can continue to harass with this drop. Mutas are now on the field for DRG. He only has a total of 8 of them. He's only got 1 elsewhere. But here comes a bit of an attack into these Mutas. There are no Banelings just yet. But with the Mutalisks, he can now sweep in and take care of the rest of them. Good engagement by DRG. I think he ended up losing some, but now it looks as though DRG is starting to come back. He's killed more workers, and he's also managed to kill a lot of units. Nothing too significant from Marine King. Marine King still on 1 base, or 2 bases. Marine King does have this significant drop here with more Marines. That's what Marine King is known for. He's got a lot of Marines, and he took out the third from Marine King, or from DRG. I am relatively drunk, so that is why this is messed up. Marine King is going to take out that third. Now, if you're Protoss or Terran or even a Zerg, taking out the third is a significant blow. Now you see DRG is forced to get level 1 attack for his Lings and armor, as well as flyer attacks level 1 and centrifugal hooks, which gives you speed for your Banelings. Meanwhile, Marine King, while trying to defend against these Mutas, he's got missile turrets up, because that's the typical meta, not too surprised. He got the engineering bay and the missile turrets, and he's taking a third up. So Marine King still playing relatively safe. Unfortunately, as the game drags on, Marine King will not do as well. These Lings and Mutas are gonna kind of engage in a really tough spot. The Marines actually focusing down one Muta, 2 Mutas at a time, but this is a lot of Marines stimming forward while they actually haven't had any stim. As you can see, the health is relatively high. Another stim forward. Now there may be a scan here to deal with some of these creep tumors. And there is a bit of a scan. That's going to let Marine King know what he is up against. The Overlord's starting to spray creep from DRG so we can see these drops coming. But with that many Marines and siege tanks, this is a really good timing that Marine King is going to hit. The Speed Banes are in position though, and they are moving forward. They are going to only take out a siege tank, but the Mutas going to try and take out the siege tanks as well. And it looks like those Mutas are going to take out the key units. The Lings and Banes are going to move forward even as those units are going to stim away. They're going to stim into danger now as the Banelings are slowly moving forward. I slowly panned away from that. And now it looks like DRG is going to move forward and take out pretty much all of those Marines from Marine King. Let's take a look at the units lost. It's now 119 units killed by Marine King, but 72 from DRG. DRG taking up another base. Meanwhile, Marine King still pushing, moving back with that base. He's making an orbital with his third, but it hasn't moved out yet. And even another base taken by Marine King. Good Zerg play from him. He's literally the best Zerg that I know of right now. Mutas continue to apply pressure, forcing a stim from those Marines, but now he's going to take out these low HP units, such as a reactor. Eventually going to take out tech labs, and maybe in this expansion, if he's lucky enough. See how he does. There's not a lot of Marines and tanks left, so DRG still in a strong spot. He does have level 1 attacks, I believe, so he will be really far ahead. He's getting level 2 attacks and level 2 melee, and I think DRG's in a really strong point. Lingbane Muta, still very effective. Destiny likes to go Ling and Fester against Terran, but I still say, with this kind of force, DRG is at an advantage, and almost a significant one at that. DRG wants to continue to put up this pressure, otherwise he will not hold this off. And the fact that Marine King is just now trying to take a third, if this base goes down, I think DRG is at a huge advantage. That tank goes down as well. And here comes a huge fight. The Ling's going to clean up those Marines. A stim forward will not help him out enough. And just like that, this expansion is going to be destroyed. Huge loss by Marine King, and a huge gain by DRG. DRG has both of his bases now established and is droning from constantly behind this. He's at 70 workers to 48. That's a huge difference. And now DRG continuing to play very well. These Mutas now at a total of 16. Now these Mutas going to move forward, going to take out a missile turret, and now some extra SCVs. The Marines trying to stim forward, and DRG playing smart. Just going to pull back, doesn't want to lose these Mutas, as they are very effective. 2-2 upgrades are about to finish from Marine King, but now these Mutas are really ahead. They have that level 2 attack, which is just about to finish, and that's going to allow DRG to take even more of an advantage against Marine King. Marine King not dropping as well as he could have. I think he hasn't dropped at all. There are Lings and Banes everywhere. Marine King has reestablished a third as it is building, but I still say DRG really ahead. He's at 160 to 100 in supply, and if DRG continues this, if he gets a hive behind this, he will be guaranteed a victory. But no, he's got this 2 bases at his main, his natural, which is his lair. He's got a third and even a fourth, which is barely mining now. I'm surprised he's not going more into gas, because Mutas are more dependent on that. A push with medevacs and Marines and tanks is on the way, but I think with that many Lings, Banes, and that many Mutas, this is going to spell disaster. This is kind of the end of the road. Let me try and focus on this attack, as the tanks are going to go down. The Marines slowly going to be eradicated. The medevacs is trying to save as many as they can, but the Lings are going to clean that up. And now DRG kind of making this death push. There is no siege tanks back here for Marine King. And now DRG going to slowly take out what he can. Not too many SCVs to kill just yet. And I like this. DRG not engaging just yet. He's checking for additional bases. Realizes how ahead he is. And eventually he'll be able to make more Banes, as you can see here. He's making a significant amount. We see that he's making 11 Banelings. He's getting level 2 armor, and in fact, level 1 flyer armor because he does not have a hive yet. This is just further demonstrating the fact that his upgrades are that far ahead. These Marines trying to stim forward and take care of these mutas, but they are just out of range. And this just shows how far ahead DRG is, not only in the metagame, but he's such an effective Zerg player. And look at this muta count. We see a total of 84 Zerglings, 20 mutas, 35 banelings, and even as more mutas and banelings and Zerglings come into play, even with a drop from Marine King, I honestly don't see how, even after losing the Queen, I don't see how DRG can lose this. Now here comes the banelings and the Marines. He's going to move forward with them. He's going to destroy literally everything that Marine King has. That siege tank is going to try and siege up, but I love the micro from DRG. He's not going to use those Banes on the tanks at all. In fact, he's going to focus on the workers and the Marines. A good split by Marine King, but he's going to lose all the tanks, and now the mutas are going to move forward, take out this base once again. And now Marine King looking to be in a really strong spot. A nice handful of Marines are going to push these mutas away. Now, no Zerg wants to engage with Stim Marines or Blink Stalkers with that many mutas, so I amend him for playing so smart. No drops happening in any other base. Marine King now at 72 to 30 workers. A Terran army at 22 minutes with only 30 workers is almost abysmal, so I don't see any way that Marine King can come back from this. The Marines getting taken down by the well-upgraded mutas. Bit of a push forward from Marine King, but the Banes and the Lings and the mutas are going to tear through that almost immediately. There it is, the well won. So Marine King is going to win that. What a game. It was fun to cast well drunk. Happy St. Paddy's Day again to everyone. I'm going to upload this to Hunrick as soon as I can. Probably not till Sunday because I am relatively tired. Other than that, I'm glad you guys checked this out. Once again, I am Outlaw. I've had a blast with you guys, and I will see you guys next time. Adios.